Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the 2023 Full Item Randomizer Crystal Full Item Randomizer Tournament. My name is Roush, and we are in round 4. We are observing the original Smitty versus prier57, and our timer is already going. If hopefully everything is all right on the restream side, because all of a sudden I don't have any audio and nothing seems to be moving. This isn't exactly the greatest of starts, but I know our competitors are off and running, so yeah, I guess I don't know what else to say. We are going good. Okay. Don't have any audio on the restream channel, but that's fine, because everything should have been set already. We are off and running. We have Chris on the left side, and Prior is going with Ethan, or Gold, as you may know, on the other side. Black glasses for the first item. Not exactly useful for us. Both of our competitors are going with the Sunday strats, which means we will not have any bug-catching contest when we get to National Park. So that makes things easier for me, because I know that strat significantly better anyway. So, let's take a look and see what our starters are. Ooh, Eevee, Lickitung, and Dragonair. Oh, me personally, I'm taking the Eevee, yes, and both of them are also going to be taking the Eevee. That is perfect. Smitty having a little bit of a movement optimization by biking over to Professor Elm and then picking up the Pokemon, just so that it avoids a little bit of extra movement. So that is that's something nice. I didn't see what the Eevee had. The Eevee had TM47, which is... I wasn't looking fast enough. I didn't see it either. All right. Nothing. Machine part. Okay. Machine part. That's okay. It doesn't really do much for us now, but you know, we'll see what happens when we get to Kanto. You need Surf, and logically you need either Cut or Flash access before it becomes required in Logic. A couple of potions, couple of Pokeballs, couple of repels. Prior Icy Wind Body Slam on Eevee. That's okay. That's not bad to start, but I don't think Prior actually got those repels. I think he tried to purchase too many, and I don't think he actually received them. We have the Bubble Beam TM right here. That's not too bad of a... Sweet Scent is okay. At least you don't have to worry about purchasing it later. If, the Sandstorm, thank you. Ooh, a Kingdra on Smitty's side! Alright, with the Growth! Okay, so you have Growth, Bubble Beam, Kingdra right off the bat. Ooh, critical on Prior's side. That is a little bit unfortunate. But Smitty has a pretty good main, I think, to start out. That is, I think it's pretty good. Calcium, we see as the Mr. Pokemon item, so that's pretty good. It's at least some money in the early game. Not too bad, not too bad. I definitely think that Smitty has the advantage right now. Don't know if Prior really wanted to try and catch that Seaking, or... unfortunate movement there does result in an extra encounter. Scizor, at that level, it's probably not going to be the best of mains. Maybe Prior is considering just trying to take the Eevee as far as it will go, because if you get to Goldenrod, you have access to every single evolutionary stone in the game, which will grant you access to Headbutt. Okay, this is a pretty good Kingdra. Kingdra has balanced offenses and defenses. It's base 95 in every offensive stat and defensive stat, with the exception of speed, which it is 85, right? I hope I'm not being stupid in that. First trainer we come across, there is a Slowbro. That is unfortunate. It has Crunch. It's not great. Double Edge. Kingdra does not manage to get the KO, but it's fine. because Eevee should be able to finish it off with a Body Slam, and we'll be able to move on. Ice Punch for the Eevee. Okay, this is a Espeon in the making. For those of you who don't know, in this version of the ROM, Moonstone will evolve Eevee into Umbreon, and the Sunstone will evolve Eevee into Espeon, so that is an option when we get that far. Smitty is going to go ahead and check out the Dark Cave item, and we will find out. This is really unfortunate on Prior's part. Still unable to find that Kingdra. That would be a huge game changer, I think, for Prior. Maybe even considering switching off of a potential Espeon for a main. When we get there, Smitty finding a Mach Punch TM, that's not too bad. Bitterberry will help cure confusion. Poison Cure Berry's not necessarily the best item to be finding in the early on. I mean, it is nice to have a Poison Confuse. Smitty is going to go ahead and take the center and revive that Kingdra, not having to worry about it for a while, as Prior finds the Mystic Water. This is true. Somebody mentioning in the chat that Mystic Water is good on Kingdra, but also somebody is talking about, yes, in the hidden items, there is the opportunity to find all of the evolution stones. So, not only just looking for money, but also useful items that are in rotation, potentially an early item like the Leftovers, or another early Mystic Water is an option. Smitty is going to go ahead and check the escape rope, Ruins of Alpha Chamber, immediately, as Prior is going to go ahead and sell the calcium, and nope, just going to hold on to everything else. And what are we going to find here? Okay, Prior is also going to take the same option, so just a little bit further behind, but Prior has more levels on his main right now than Smitty. We have the Fog Badge, that's pretty good. We like having early opportunities for Surf, and there is Surf. Alrighty. Max Revive, that's another really good item right now, and a Rare Candy is good to have in your inventory so you don't have to worry about managing it later, because it is always nice to have rare candies in case you need to pick up either a new main or you get to a part where your current main is not at a good enough level for what you need. This is very interesting. Will Smitty opt to switch mains? Prior obviously understands that Surf is available right now and is going to check in the Ruins of Alph, whereas Smitty is going to check in Violet, especially for the items that are already here. We find a Remoraid at level 22, Remoraid and Octillery. Not the best of Pokemon right now, but a level 22 is actually pretty valuable right now, because it is at a high enough level that it will repel away a lot of other surfing Pokemon. Ooh, that's actually a really good moveset. Octillery does have pretty decent offenses on both sides of the spectrum. So, like, that's pretty good coverage. Man, this early a Surf, that could be interesting to choose what main you decide to get. Caterpie, that's not a good option. You are not taking Caterpie. You are not. Smitty is just going to go ahead and looks like be satisfied with the Kingdra for now. I'm not sure what is the other item over here. We find the Storm Badge. All right. That is pretty good in the early going. The earlier you get Fly, the less physical backtracking you'll have to do, because in the early game there's a lot of items that you could find going backwards, especially because right now there is the Cherry Grove item and the pre-Tojo Falls items that are also in Logic. So this does help kind of get some of those out of the way early. Smitty once again going to try and get the Remoraid, and Blizzard is another move. Wow, this thing has a moveset. Everything is stupid powerful. But unfortunately, it is still an Octillery, even if it is going to evolve at the next level. I think it's either 20 or 25, I might be wrong in that. Prior's just going to go ahead and reset, knowing that the item here on the other island wasn't necessarily that good, and is just going to politely move forward into Sprout Tower. And Smitty is still gonna search for another main. I guess is gonna be satisfied with this Remoraid. We'll see. Taking that Remoraid. I'm not sure. Smitty is just gonna go ahead and take it, whereas Prior is satisfied with the Eevee, thinks that if he could get it all the way to Goldenrod City, might even try for a blitz to Goldenrod to really. Ooh, okay. Rock Smash is not too bad to find right now. It's not necessarily in logic, but both of our runners will be given access to it fairly early on. So that could be another reason to switch mains? Potentially an early backtrack back to the lab again, yo. Just to see what else you can find. Unfortunately, this Remoraid is not at a level yet where it'll get Thunder Punch. Maybe, I don't remember what level it gets another move. Maybe it's either at 21 or 22. So this is interesting. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm being reminded that yes, you can access the Pokemon on the bottom, or sorry, at the Blackthorn side of Dark Cave at this point. Yes, you don't have Flash, you have to navigate your way over through here, but we've already learned that Smitty does know how to do that, and you can have access up to level 30. So that is an option. Aeroblast crit, and unfortunately Prior does not have any other Pokemon in his party, so is just going to go ahead and move away from Sprout Tower at this instance, and gonna go ahead and move on, whereas Smitty has already defeated Falconer, and will be depositing the egg to avoid the cutscene from the hatching animation. So I think Smitty is basically relying on switching mains at least one more time before the end of the run, because Remoraid and Octillery aren't exactly... they're not bad per se, but in the long term, the lack of speed and the not so solid defenses will make it more difficult as he moves on to do well with this Remoraid, as Prior goes ahead and begins the Falconer fight. It's kind of even about now. We'll see if Prior has any issues with this. Ooh, body slam. Just getting the 2-shot after a pain split. That's very interesting. Eevee is through. That's a TMO 8 out of logic, of course, for Smitty right now. Still pretty decent access. Early on, you do have the opportunity to basically one-shot Union Cave without having... of course, you don't have access to any other besides the Escape Rope Chamber of Ruins of Alph, so you don't have entirely too much that you can do. And we'll see if Prior goes ahead and accepts the egg. Yeah, just gonna go ahead and hatch it and make sure that you have another HMO friend for now, because as I mentioned before, Prior doesn't have any other Pokemon right now, and will be heading towards Azalea. Again, not sure if Prior's just gonna go ahead and keep the Eevee and do Azalea first, or if he is just gonna go ahead and beeline it. Ooh, some good money items right now for Prior. That is a good sign for him right now. X-Accuracy, it's not a bad item to get in the early game, because you're not sure if you'll want to use it later. We get to see what the egg is, because Smitty has already dropped his. And we find an Abra! Ooh. That's kind of nice, isn't it? Meanwhile, Smitty is still doing the Remoraid. I believe level 22 will get that Thunder Punch that we were teased about in the Wild Encounters. So, it'll at least have good coverage. It'll be able to do an awful lot in the early game without having to use a lot of TMs. Low kick is a base, is it 60 or 65? Power move with the chance to flinch in this generation. It isn't like future generations where it is based off of your opponent's weight stat, how much power. Pink bow, energy powder, still nothing new in terms of progression right now. And neither of our contestants decided to take the Rock Smash TM all the way back to Professor Elm's lab yet. So that is something to keep an eye on as we move forward. Prior is going to go ahead and set his warp point to the Azalea Town Pokemon Center and maybe do a death warp around Whitney, question mark. We will see. Another rare candy, that is pretty good. You don't have Farfetch'd available yet, so that was kind of a useless lap around, I think. You could have saved a few more steps by just going back the way you came. But it's fine. You do have the opportunity to surf as you're coming back to Azalea, so even then there's not too much. Ooh, a Zephyr badge. Okay, that further, I'm not going to say necessitates, but it would further justify a trip back through Dark Cave. Potion's fine. Smitty, gonna go ahead and talk to Kurt, and we'll go ahead and be doing the rocket segment right now. Whereas Prior is just gonna go ahead and grab the Sunstone, is what I would believe Prior's choice would be. Picking up the surf item here, just to kind of avoid doing it, is another relatively useless TM. Supersonic does have the chance of confusing, but it is an inaccurate move with a relatively unremarkable effect. The other thing about Prior... Oh wow, sandstorm. Why is there so much sandstorm in this? Interesting. Anyways, Eevee at level 13. Woo, there is a Blissey! Okay, this is a good amount of experience for Prior when he comes back through. Flame Wheel, Bone Rush. Okay, so there was no Oh, wait, it gets 3 moves? Yo, that's sick. Okay. I didn't actually know this about Octillery and Remoraid. That's really cool. Alright, so maybe it's level 25 that it evolves. Cool. Yeah, so the moveset is relatively insane. Unfortunately, it's on a Pokemon with... I mean, it's good offensive stats, but the defense suspect leaves something more to be desired. We'll see. Still nothing necessarily new yet. Prior is just going to go ahead and start selling all the money, the star piece, dire hit, HP up, opting powerful punch thrown may cause paralysis. That's pretty good. What is it? It is Thunder. Okay. Good power move, but unfortunately the accuracy leaves more to be accounted for. Yes, as predicted, Prior is going to go ahead and take the Espeon. SS ticket for Smitty, so that isn't necessarily progression immediately. We do still need either the pass or the squirt bottle before we find anything. Prior is just going to go ahead and evolve. Oh, that's sick. Okay, wow. Okay, that is really cool. At the move tutor, we do have a Thunderbolt. So Prior is going to have Surf, Thunderbolt, Espeon. That is really good. Did it have Blizzard or something? Ice Punch. Yeah, this Espeon is set for life. Gonna go ahead and take Drill Peck over Body Slam? Okay. I guess I can get behind it. Body Slam is a more powerful move and has the paralysis chance. but doesn't have as many power points. Although, as an Espeon, you're probably only going to be using it against Blissies and Chanseys anyway. Okay, I guess I could get behind the decision. Smitty is going to go ahead and check out the hunt and charcoal items, and I assume going to do Bugsy at the same time as well. Whereas Prior is picking up the... Okay, HMO7 Waterfall. We don't have Rising Badge not quite yet. Sorry, I'm getting flashbacks to the last race. Super Potion for Smitty here. And is going to go back and... I assume this is where you do Bugsy, because it'll save you steps in the long run. Okay, so Smitty is going to not do that right now. Okay. Okay. It's fine. Oh, okay. So we didn't check out the other Union Cave Pokemon quite yet. We were waiting for another couple of levels on the Remoraid to make sure that we wouldn't receive any encounters while we're in here, so... On Smitty's part, I think that is a good option. HMO 4 Strength. Okay. We can get behind that. We already have the Water Stone on Prior's side. Maybe we'll get a Plain Badge before returning to Azalea. That could be something interesting. Prior is going to go ahead and opt for a couple more healing items because herbs are cheaper than purchasing their regular item counterparts. I think that's a good play on his part. Going to go ahead and grab Kenya right now. Smitty is going to go ahead and go to Azalea. It is an Arcanine. Arcanine, it's a good Pokemon, but you have to pretty much rely on TMs and HMs for its moveset because it doesn't learn anything by level up with the exception of Extreme Speed at level 49. Oh, did I do? Oh, yes, I did. Somebody pointing out that I have my sides and stuff. I do. Alright. Hopefully that is correct. Because Prior is the one with the Zephyr Bat. Oh, that's... Oh, I thought it was Psybeam for a second. I got really, really hyped. But no, Psywave is dependent on level. Ooh, Basement Key. Okay. Okay. Probably not an item that you're going to want to use quickly. Because Basement Key, in terms of logic, does not become important until after you clear Rocket Radio Tower. So you don't have to worry about the HMO5 Flash. So we have both sides of the Zephyr Badge, so that opens up another segment of the Ruins of Alph when Prior starts coming back. And Smitty is going to go ahead and get that Remoraid to an Octillery right now. Pretty good. Elixir on Prior's side. Don't know if you're going to be keeping that or resetting over it. Thunder. What a moveset! This Octillery has moveset. Escape Rope, Pokeball, and... Was that double Pokeball? Am I seeing things? I think that was double Pokeball. So anyway, Smitty is going to be going up to Azalea and be getting the Zephyr Badge, what, 2 items from now? Something like that. If I recall properly. As Prior is going to go ahead... Okay, no, this is... Zephyr Badge for Smitty. Prior is going to forgo Whitney for the time being. Take a Warp Point here in Goldenrod. Okay. I think Smitty's last used Pokemon Center is still the one before Union Cave. So when it comes to warps, we will have that as an option. Prior getting to take the shortcut back to Azalea saves a little bit of movement and a little bit of time. But as we learned, there is nothing in Azalea. But in Union Cave, we will have HMO 4 Strength and... Yeah, I think that was it. No, I also have the SS ticket backwards. The SS ticket is on Smitty's side and not Pryor's side because it was Kurt that gave it, right? Okay, Psywave is... I thought it was based on something. It was random based on something. It's not seismic toss. I thought it was it was like plus or minus something to do with level. Anyway, Pryor's just going to be making his way through the Slowpoke well. Smitty is content to just check. Oh, we have an Earthquake TM. Wait, I missed that. Where did we get that? Drill Peck. That is a nice chunk of EXP for this Espeon on Pryor's side. I think Pryor is going to be relatively happy. Okay, there's our Earthquake. Cool. Cool. So, man, this Octillery has the opportunity to do something incredibly funny. What was it? Was it TM34? Which means I think there's only one of them in rotation, so not going to be anything. Smitty is going to find Drill Peck and Thunderbolt after teaching the Octillery Thunder, after teaching it over Thunder Punch. So this Octillery is just rotating through good electric moves like nobody's business. That to me is hilarious. Pryor is going to have a much easier time, like blitzing through this segment with the statistically superior Espeon. Smitty resetting over a full restore. Wow, I feel like that's hardly a worthwhile save. I mean, unless you can reset multiple times, and I guess Smitty is. Or is this Waterfall? Was this Waterfall? Yes, this was. Okay. Yeah, so Smitty's not going to be resetting over this. So I don't know. It's kind of a weird save in my opinion. If it works, it works. What do I know? These two, where are we on the winner side bracket anyway, so. Let's see. Geodude, this is going to be a relatively quick set for Pryor, and as soon as Smitty gets over here, we'll be turning back around and heading towards Professor Elm's laboratory, because we can reasonably assume that there will be, well, not even reasonably. Actually, there's still Whitney. Whitney could still have progression, because Pryor didn't check out Whitney yet. Two-shot Slowbro. Didn't use Thunderbolt. There we go. Using Thunderbolt there on the Croconaw. At level 20, not high enough levels to be avoiding... Okay, it was Antidote Pokeball. Not high enough levels to be avoiding surfing encounters yet, but it looks like Pryor is definitely going to get the Charcoal. But will he go all the way back to Whitney first? I think that is an interesting question. Whereas we see Smitty is already going to go back. Now, like I mentioned, Octillery has fantastic offenses. I think it's like 100, 105? 100 attack, 105 special attack. It's something like that. It's high. It's nice and high. But it is base 40 or 45 speed, so it's really slow. And it has solid but not spectacular defenses. We're talking like probably 70s, I think. Not entirely certain. Don't quote me on that. I don't have the spreadsheet up in front of me. Let's see. Whitney, what are we going to find? A Cleanse Tag, useless. Ultra Ball, also useless. Pryor is not going to be going back quite yet. Let's see if Pryor just heads on back to Professor Elm's. Perfect, because there are a vast number of checks, more than Whitney. Prior only has the 2 checks available in Goldenrod, but has both of these Union Cave checks, which you will be doing immediately, and unfortunately will still have the opportunity to run into wild encounters. But also, let's see, what else do we have back there? We have the flash areas. We have Rock Smash, albeit technically out of logic, because Rock Smash isn't in logic until after you have completed the Squirt Bottle sequence with the Sudowoodo. So technically, the Rock Smash items aren't in logic yet, but I can't imagine why you wouldn't just check them anyway, because you can escape rope out, and it's already, like, on your way. But also the Flash Ruins of Alph Chamber, Cherry Grove City, which neither of our contestants have been to yet, as well as the Pre-Tojo Falls items. So we have, what, 8, 9, 10 items? Or is it 11? It's 10 or 11 items. And of course, one of them is going to be progression. Let's see, what are our candidates? Did we? Burn Heal, okay, yes, we do have this item here too. Am I being silly? Did it? Yeah, you got HMF for strength, because you just finished the Union Cave, so you do have strength. Yeah, there we go. Again, not in logic yet. Jinx. When did you get... Wow, I wasn't paying attention. Waterfall, Hydro Pump. Wow, that's fun. What a fun moveset that this Habra had. Ice Beam. Man, that would have been fun to use. Smitty is gonna go ahead and take a Death Warp back... Oh, to Violet! Oh, Smitty saved and didn't actually have access into that Pokemon Center. That is really, really good on his part. Prior, Max Ether. There's the pass. Alright. So we have our next progression item. It is the Squirt Bottle. World is now your oyster, which unfortunately also means that there are a ton of places left in which you can find the Fly HM02. So, that is funky. What a... that is both a fortunate and unfortunate Flash Chamber find. Energy Root, that's nothing right now. Prior is going to go ahead and check those Rock Smash items. First and foremost, get up and repel. Go ahead and use Flash with the Jinx. As Smitty is going to come across both the pass and the Squirt Bottle. And you got Flash. I'm still a little bit behind. But in terms of progression, we're pretty even. I think Prior only has like maybe a minute 10-second lead right now. However, Smitty has done Whitney, which we did find out that Whitney is useless, nothing good. It was like an Ultra Ball and something else. It wasn't really anything. Let's see. Aurora Beam, okay. What? We have Ice Punch, so Aurora Beam is kind of useless on Espeon right now. Whereas Smitty is running... Oh, I don't remember what the other item Smitty was running. Prior is going to go ahead and do Cherry Grove. And then I assume go back to Elm's Lab, do the Tojo Falls, and then take a Death Warp? Probably. We will see. Which would you rather have, an attack drop or a freeze chance? Let's be real here. Even if it is, like, the odds for attack drop are better. Let's see, Smitty obviously taking the same option as Prior. Prior is going to go ahead and do Tojo. And again, as I said, I assume going to take the Death Warp. Prior has 3 Pokemon. 2 of them are really low level, and the third one is Espeon, which is already, like... falls over to a bunch of physical attacks, but has enough speed to run away from a lot of encounters. So I think Prior is in a pretty good position right now, whereas Smitty is going to not be getting any encounters because of how high level the Octillery is, and I think I imagine both of them are gonna take the same route. There are higher level Pokemon and possibly better Pokemon inside Tojo itself. I don't agree with checking inside Tojo first if you're anticipating a Death Warp. Maybe Prior isn't. We'll see. Something to note is because... Ooh, radio card. That's nice. That is nice for the future. But something to note, because the rival is going to have dragons, Prior is in a pretty good position having that Ice Punch. Even though it's only like, what, 4 to 5 battles over the course of the run, it is nice to know that you're going to have coverage to defeat. So Prior is not going to take the Death Warping option, does not expect that his Pokemon will be KO'd fast enough to make up the time. Where is your Warp? Isn't your Warp in Goldenrod, or did you heal in Violet? I feel like that would have been relatively worth it in either direction. Especially because you still have to drop back off the Kenya and do Whitney. We'll see what Smitty ends up doing if Smitty takes the Death Warping option. Your Warp is in Violet, so it's not going to be as powerful. Okay, Smitty is, gonna Okay, so we're gonna note this down. Smitty doesn't have the radio card yet, okay? Smitty reset over the radio card. However, he knows where it is. I think that that's a really good play on his part, because there are items that are available after the radio card. However, it is not required for fly access. So right now, technically the radio card isn't useful in Logic. So Smitty reset over that. He will have to come back later, but he might not, more than likely, will not have to come back until he already has Fly. So I think that's a good call to reset over there. Something to note. Prior's still looking for a couple more levels on this Espeon. Max Repel on Smitty's part. It's a good item to have in your inventory, especially because you'll probably be buying some form of higher repels in the future. Whether it be in the form of Super or Max Repels. Smitty might opt to take the Max Repels instead. Smitty is going to just go on ahead and make way towards Mahogany Rockets. Coin case, that's useful. Totally. So, I almost think it would be interesting if you needed to have the coin case in order to even get to the move tutor, but that's just me. I don't make the rules. Prior is finishing up kimonos. You know what? Ooh, Marsh Badge. Okay. Marsh Badge on Smitty's part. It's okay right now. Are you just gonna be turning around? I guess so. Smitty's gonna be turning around and not going right. Yeah, you're gonna access it this direction. Right. Surfing at red scale. Uh-oh. That's not good. That is unfortunate timing. More potential backtracking. Well, it could be worse. Alright, well, anyway, let's see what's on this side of Mount Mortar. Prior still checking a bunch of the invisible items. Not necessarily important to this run. I don't know what you're looking for at this point. Because you already have leftovers access, and you just said no to money items. So I don't know what it is that you're looking for right now. Maybe it was a mistake, or just a force of habit. Who knows? Prior is Good position. Frozen, solid. Nice freeze there on the Dragonite. Dragon Air. Guaranteeing to not have to take any damage. This Espeon looks to have maybe a middling special IV or DV. I don't know, not necessarily great. Icy Wind on Smitty's part, that's okay. I think we already saw it before, I might be wrong. But did not appear that there was anything in the surfing section of Mount Mortar. Unfortunately, you guys are going to have to tell me who the roamers are because I can't hear it. So you guys will have to tell me who the roamers are. Actually, we're going to switch over to Smitty's audio here in just a second anyways. Because I believe Smitty is in a slight advantage in terms of the lead. What kind of rando? I'm sorry. Smitty's audio is very quiet. Uh-oh. Okay. So then they probably both are quiet. Man. I'm not gonna lie. The volume levels on both of our players right now are super boosted. Like, it's not great. Alright, so Prier's fine, but Smitty is not. Unfortunately, I can't really help that right now. Again, the audio on the restream isn't too useful. Let me see what I can do. Take a couple of seconds for that to come into effect. We will see. It's more difficult for me to lower my volume because I can't hear that. It is easier for me to go ahead and change the competitors. It's fine, we'll have another opportunity to hear who the roamers were later. Okay, hopefully that's pretty good. But unfortunately, both Prier and Smitty's audios are very low, to say the least. Oof. Let's see. I don't think we missed anything. What was on Morty? I don't know what was on Morty. Whereas Prior is just going to be picking up the Marsh badge here in just a second. Powder Snow on Smitty's side. Okay, hopefully the audio is a little better. Okay, Morty only had that Blissey Free XP Soul badge on Smitty's side. Nice, 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 nice. We are 5 badges in, which means we are 2 away from Radio Rocket takeover, albeit we don't have the I just realized something. We don't have the card key yet, so that's not necessarily accessible. Odds are Prier and Smitty are going to use the SS ticket as a return, or as a way to return to Goldenrod. It'll be a little more time-saving in the long run to go ahead and do Kanto and finish in Vermilion and just take the boat back. Plus, you'll already check that item when you get there. So I believe that that'll be the option that both of them take. We'll walk to Olivine unless they have fly access, and fly. Not to Olivine per se, but fly backwards. Prior has heal powder, so full heals don't really mean anything to him, so just gonna go ahead and leave that behind. Whereas this Octillery is showing you what Octillery does. It's not great, it's not terrible, but it's a Pokemon. It might not have the most power, and it is not... It's not very defensive. Alright, Prior's gonna need to be very conservative with his repels, unless he plans on grabbing a couple here in Mahogany. Yeah, slow, frail, mixed attacker, decent mixed attacker. Don't get me wrong. Used him competitively once before. It's very interesting. It's got a fantastic moveset. And a pretty bonkers ability in Skill Link. It's pretty fun. It's not... Oh man, this Gyarados is not helping you out. Oh my friend, this Gyarados is you're gonna have to give it a moveset. So we'll see what Smitty does. I don't know what Smitty has in terms of revives. I know we had at least one max revive in early game. Don't know what option. That's another rare candy. So we're up to 3 candies now. So that is an option to be taking. But yeah, Octillery is just not cutting it. And Prior's option, yeah, he didn't find anything on Morty's side. But definitely losing time to not being as powerful and as fast as Espeon. Excuse me. But hey, you know what? That's the option that you chose by taking the... Oh, no Snorlax. Oh, no, it's got Thrash? Ooh, that's something to watch when Prior starts coming through. Oh man, this Octillery is just getting bounced all over the place. Not looking too good for Smitty. And bear in mind, yeah, these are like relatively high levels because in terms of game progression, this is a little bit out of the way, but Mahogany Rockets is not the worst offender. And unfortunately, you're getting ready to fight a much more... You're going to fight a much more powerful foe around the corner if you decide to go ahead and do Price right now, which I don't see why you wouldn't at the least attempt it. I mean, Dugong is a very bulky Pokemon, but Octillery not even getting the KO there despite being 7 levels higher with a super effective move kinda is telling... Ooh, look, another Espeon. That's nice. Smitty... No! Oh, Prior, what are you doing? Oh, no! As much as, like, the coverage is good, but for neutral moves, Psybeam is gonna be more effective, and it's also a lot of power points. I understand keeping Drillpeck around for... I mean, you've already ran into 2 Blissies so far, so who knows how many more you're going to have. But Psybeam? Man, this Espeon is the gift that keeps on giving. That's insane. Mystery Egg. Oh, I didn't catch that one. Smitty has the Mystery Egg. And Prior has the Red Scale. We'll see where that's coming out around the corner. Bellytrum Dragonite? That's fun. Oh no, this is just bad to worse here for Smitty. Just This Espeon having Ice Punch is going to be a nice boon when we get that far. This... just... poor Smitty is running into problems right now. Okay, there's the mystery egg. Okay, so that's where the mystery egg was. That makes a lot of sense. Alright. So now we are here. Another potential backtracking item. It is... was that an accuracy drop? I think that was an accuracy drop on Octillery's part. Now you have to... oh, basically three-shot this Umbreon. Do we just... two freezes in a row? No way, dude. Oh, that's unfortunate. That is really unfortunate. But yeah, Octillery's attacking. Skinnier teeth. Wow, that is crazy. Extreme speed Charizard. That is a wild Pokemon. Alright, double team and an Ether. So price is not right today, at least in this ROM. Let's check the Sludge Bomb TM. What do you got going for us? It is an Elixir. Not terrible, not great. So, all in all, from Mahogany Rockets, what did we receive? We received the Soul Badge and the Mystery Egg. I think that was all. So Smitty is going to be making his way back to Olivine, I assume. Maybe fighting Morty along the way. Question mark, question mark, question mark. We shall see. Yes. Okay. Smitty is going to go ahead and do the Burned Tower sequence. Whereas Prior has already completed it. Uh-oh. Hopefully we're not having restreaming issues. Yeah, we've learned that this Snorlax is an absolute menace. But Prior gets through it. Not the cleanest, but is through. And we'll be fighting the Electrodes, which we know are, what was it? It was Wooper, Espeon, and oh man, what was the second one? It was a good Pokemon. Oh no, it was Dugong. Never mind. I thought it was a better Pokemon. Smitty once again having to resort to the Gyarados, just bleeding time all over the place. Just relatively unfortunate. But Prior isn't necessarily doing better. Has a couple of Max Revives and the Revival Herb. Drill Peck. There we go. That's what we figured. Alright, once again, we have the roamers. You guys are going to have to tell me. Somebody said Parasect earlier. I'm not sure. We're going to go ahead and switch back over to Prior's audio, because Prior's in a better position, I believe. Yeah, Prior... You cannot mix up Paris and Mew. So, you can mix up Parasect and Mew too. But I don't believe that you can mix up Paris and Mew. I think they're very distinct. However, I didn't get to hear it myself, so... I'm just gonna have to rely on your guys' assessment. Hyper Potion on Charizard. Thunderbolt gets the damage range this time for Prior, as Smitty is already in Olivine, and Prior is going to find that Price is not right. And Smitty is going to go ahead and do Lighthouse? I think. Maybe do Lighthouse? I I don't think it's a good idea to skip it right now. So hopefully, blue card, you. I mean, it's not the Pokedex, but not great. All right, Smitty is gonna go ahead and purchase Super Repels. We've done a lot of battling, so got a lot of money to play with. We still do have that Earthquake TM, that's nice. Yeah, that's enough money to get you Super Repels for the entire rest of the run. 51. Might be... Smitty's just gonna skip the Lighthouse. Alright. Okay. Prior is gonna go a different option. Prior is actually gonna go and, where are you checking out? You're just gonna go back to Goldenrod in this direction and not check out the Red Skill or the Mystery Egg. Smitty did pick up the Mystery Egg, right? Or the Red Skill, right? It should have been the Rock Smash item. I hope I'm not wrong in that. Twister's the Kenya item, not great. Oh, Prior hasn't done Whitney yet either. Okay, I forgot about that. Still not doing Whitney yet. Yeah, I understand that they have the pass. However, I think Smitty is taking the better option in terms of movement. So yeah, it makes sense to be taking the boat from Olivine into Kanto. That's not what I'm questioning. I kind of am questioning the choice for Prior to go in this direction. Okay. Alright, now I see what Prior is doing. Because he only has 5 gym badges, is going to assume that Card Key will come into up. That's the plane badge. That is the plane badge. The boat is necessary. However, strength is outside of Fly Logic limits, so you don't have to worry about that. Red Scale was on Kimonos? Okay. Red Scale was on Kimonos, so Smitty does not have the Red Scale, but Smitty has the plane badge out of Logic. Take that noted. Okay. Smitty does... not unbelievably bet... Oh no! Smitty already has Fly. Oh, that's kind of unfortunate for Prior, at least in terms of progression checks. Because that now means that... well, I mean, strength is now in Logic, so... for Smitty at least. And we know where it is. So it is in Vermilion Harbor. Or not Vermilion Harbor, but it is in Vermilion. Something to note. So Smitty can fly. Rising badge for Prior. Okay, that's actually pretty decent. We do already have the Waterfall HM. So noted for that. Let's see what else we find. That's a water gun TM. That's not useful at all. Unfortunately, Underground Director doesn't have anything right now because you didn't actually clear rockets out. So that was maybe that's something that Prior didn't remember logically. Also, do note that we do understand now that the card key will be around somewhere. Card key is in Logic. Because we did find something in the basement. So we know that eventually clearing rockets is going to be the logical choice. Just something to note for the future. Yes. However, you don't... It's a risk that you take doing basement early. You might get something early, you might not. Let's see. Prior, are you going into Kanto or are you gonna go to Olivine first? Where are you going? The answer is... Soft sand girls. Wasn't on my bingo card. The answer is soft sand girls. Maybe if it ends up being necessary, this is a good choice for Prior. Also, something else to note is we guaranteed know that Morty is not required. Morty is very much a scam on this ROM, because we understand that we're going to be getting the card key eventually. Nope, nothing yet for Smitty here in Rock Tunnel. You do have the machine part. Okay, I forgot about this. So you do have the machine part, so you can turn it in. Smitty making his warp point here. Okay, don't... I understand why you want to do that, but does he have teleport or explosion or something to reliably get him back here? Not sure. Haven't been watching that closely, I'll admit. So right now, let's see. Smitty has options. Has a fly point in Cerulean. Has a fly point in Vermilion. Has the fly point in Mineral Badge. Oh, that is huge for Prior. That is really good. Wow. Because that is an uncommonly looked at check, especially because Smitty already checked this other surfing item down here. It could be a long time before Smitty backtracks his way over here. That could be huge. That is, wow. Okay, this is very interesting. Very interesting scene. Morty is not going to be required. There's no way that Morty is not going to be required. You're not going to be forced to go into... okay, you know what? There is still a way that Morty can be required. You could end up needing to go through Tin Tower to get the card key. Yeah. There is still a way that Morty is required. I mean, I'm putting my money on that. It's still not going to be required. It's going to be very, very unlikely. And you know what? No, you know what? That would automatically make it required, because card key is required for Rising Badge, at least logically. Yeah. Jump in the jump. Cart before the horse. Sure. Whatever the expression that fits my narrative. Smitty does have strength, so we'll be able to finish clearing out Burn Tower. Prior is still not... Oh no! That's really unfortunate. Prior not going to Vermilion first. It is instead going to Celadon. Oh no! Oh, I'm begging you. On the inside... Now granted, this is obviously hindsight outside looking in. I am begging you to not go all the way down to Janine just yet. Smitty does have strength, so we'll be checking these items. I was like, you don't have waterfall. Where are you going? Alright, Prior. Take the boat. Just go to the boat. There's the card key. So y'all can, like, shush. There's the card key. Morty is a scam. Guaranteed now. 1,000,000%. Yeah. No, I'm gonna keep the audio on Prior for now. I think Prior is actually in the lead. We will see. We will see what Prior decides to do. Smitty is gonna go and do Waterstone. Okay. I guess we have neither part of... we don't have either part of the tower. The Tin Tower. Prior is gonna go ahead and pick up that plane badge. Man, this is actually really good. No, I we know that it's not soft sand required because the Rising Badge... Where was the Rising Badge? The Rising Badge was somewhere. I'm being a fool. Where was it? Did I just not mark it? Or no, the Rising Badge was soft sand girls. What am I doing? No, Mineral Badge. Mineral Badge was. Where was... Rising Badge was in the basement. Rising Badge was in the basement. Rising Badge was in the basement. Oh, man. Trying to do commentary and track at the same time is rough. Mineral is soft sand. Rising Badge is in the basement. Prior has the lead. Whirlpool, okay. Whirlpool on Smitty's side. King's Rock, Nuggets, and Super Potion. Okay, not anything too terrible. Psychic Electabuzz is fun, especially because we have moved to Thunderbolt. That's nice. Smitty is probably going to be doing Rockets about now, which, okay, we can... No? Where are you going? Oh, you don't have enough badges, that's right. You don't have enough badges. Okay, so Smitty is going to be doing, Backwards Basement, or not Backwards Basement, Out of Logic Basement 2. Plain Badge on Prior's side. Still think Prior has the lead. I'm still thoroughly convinced that Prior has the lead, especially now that... It doesn't really matter as much anymore. Alright, maybe we'll finally see what's in the lighthouse? Maybe? Please? Nobody's checking the lighthouse yet. Okay, good. No! Nobody's checking the lighthouse. Oh. Energy. Don't sell the water stone. Good. Prior's gonna be getting, what, 50? Yeah. 51 super potions and a couple of other healing items is fine. Smitty is just gonna go ahead and take the stupid shiny tax. You're gonna fly? You're gonna fly already. You're not gonna even check out the lighthouse. Actually, you know what? Blackthorn. Blackthorn is in logic for Prior. That makes a lot of sense. As well as the waterfall section of Mount Mortar. So instead of having to do 2 stops, like Smitty will have to do upon getting the Rising Badge in the next chamber, Prior is going to be able to essentially 2-stop Mount Mortar, whereas Smitty has already made an extra trip here. So Prior saving some more time, at least in terms of progression, over Smitty by sheer dumb luck, if you will. We don't have the Glacier Badge yet, and obviously we don't have the Mineral Badge yet. Logically, we're still at... Still not enough? Oh no! Okay, actually that is... Oh no! Oh man! Okay. Hopefully Prior comes back to the basement because the real director has the Earth Badge. This has the potential to be funny. This has the potential to be funny. Oh boy. Oh, that is a lot of backtracking for Prior now to have to do the basement puzzle for a singular check. Oh, brother, this is really unfortunate. No, I wanted to select the Pokegear, please. Thank you. Prior has the Pokegear and the radio card. Oh, brother, this is, this is gonna be something. So... Man. Oof. Smitty will need to go back to Mount Mortar because We know that it contains both the Volcano Badge and the Poke Gear, both of which are required for ROM completion. Silverwing, okay, that's okay. That doesn't really do much for us right now. Card Key is coming up here in just a second for Prior Double Kick. Prior does have the HM for Fly. I didn't mark that earlier. Thank you. Which means the only HM we are still looking for is HM01 Cut. Alright, so now that Prior is done with Mount Mortar completely, I am going to assume that you are going to make the way over to Blackthorn. No! Prior is going to go ahead and do Radio Rockets, which means that upon entering into Blackthorn, you will get the option to just go ahead and fight Claire, who has 5 items to check behind her. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 battles? I think. Maybe it's either 5 or 6 battles. I can't remember. This Espeon is at a good level. Good stats, good move pool. Should be able to take on Claire relatively easily. So we'll go ahead and listen to some Radio Rocket music for now. Alright, Smitty is just working through Ice Path. Save point. Correct. Let's see what we have. Nothing. That's not useful. PowerPoint up. However, neither Smitty nor Prior have been using their PP ups. They haven't. Oh no. Unfortunate poke. Smitty opting to not reset over the Pokedex, even though that was an option. I do want to mention that that was an option, because you were right next to the. Excuse me, your save point is right next door. Was an option to be able to take, but not choosing to do so. Prior, again, just working through Radio Rockets. So far, nothing in Ice Glacier Badge. Alright, well, I can't imagine that Smitty won't be heading towards Chuck anytime soon, given that you can one-shot you can one-trip the entire island at this point. You do have all the flash items, you do have Whirlpool, you do have the Glacier Badge. So you're able to go through the entirety of Whirl Islands, which is another sort of bonus for Prior. Obviously, Smitty is trying to avoid battles as much as possible. Hive Badge, that's another bonus. That's another plus for Smitty's routing. This is very interesting. But again, Smitty is trying to avoid battles as much as possible because his best Pokemon is that shiny Gyarados at this moment of time, which is not necessarily a good Pokemon. We'll be losing a lot of time with the shiny animation. So Prior will be making up time in terms of like being able to clear battles faster, but Smitty is trying to see if he can avoid as many of those as possible by just checking the ground items. Prior is just finishing up here with the Rocket Tower, and that will do it. So Team Rocket Takeover has been thwarted by Prior. Let's see what we find here, if there's anything interesting. Oh man. Team 28 dig, yeah. Welcome back to Kanto, Smitty. That I don't think was what you had in mind. Didn't lose a whole lot of like progression time because you had already been to Blackthorn at least, so that wasn't. Psybeam TM! The game is trying to convince Prior to switch moves and go back to Psybeam. Expansion. There's our expansion card. So, Smitty's first Thunder. Oh my. Oh no. This is getting very interesting for Smitty. Still doesn't have the radio card in inventory, so is probably going to be grabbing that as soon as he finishes both the mystery egg and the rising badge items here in Elm's lab. 5 PowerPoint ups. Nice. you can maximize your moves at this point. Yeah, we are 3 badges from no mode? Yes. 3. We need the boulder, the cascade, and the rainbow. That is it. No amnesia for Espeon. Smitty is going to be grabbing his radio card, but doesn't have the Pokegear yet because it was back in Mount Mortar, which Smitty is going to be picking up right now. It would appear. Prior going back to the basement? Ooh, hopefully he does. But first gonna check out this item here, and we'll be going back to the basement and picking up the Earth Badge, which is really good for Prior. Alright. So, I mean, obviously you are now completely finished with Goldenrod. You never have to come back here. Yes, this is everything in Goldenrod. So this is Prior's last trip to Goldenrod, guaranteed. There is nothing left out here. Now, if we were in Crazy, you would still need... There's the Volcano Badge, and the Earth Badge, and now Smitty takes the logical lead. Yes, and the Pokegear is right around the corner. Not this item, but the next one, if I remember correctly. So Prior is gonna go ahead and make his way towards... make his way towards Blackthorn and the Thunder Badge, as well as the Whirlpool TM. HM. The Whirlpool HM. Yes, that is what it is. And I believe Smitty's next port of call is going to be Cianwood. I either Cianwood or West Kanto. We'll see which one it is. It's going to be one of the two, I assume. Oh yeah, Hive Badges also. Hive Badges here in Ice Path. I didn't mention that. Silverwing. You know what? No, Smitty is going to be going towards Cianwood now. There's no shot. Now that Smitty knows he can get a level 60 main, I think Smitty's going to go straight to Cianwood. Yeah. Oh, I totally had forgotten about that bit. Prior doing suboptimal, well, non-save strats, if you will. Yeah, sure, it makes it so that you don't have to do as much boulder work. But yeah, so Smitty has Prior getting the Pokedex. Hive Badge. Was this floor? Was this floor Hive Badge? No. Last floor was Hive Badge then. Whirlpool for Kingdra. Like I mentioned, just gonna go ahead and check out the level 60. Is Prior might go ahead and do Claire while he's in town. There's our Glacier Badge. No, wait, where was the Hive Badge? The Hive Badge is around the corner somewhere. Hive Badge is not too far into the future. But we know that Whirlpool and Thunder Badge and Hive Badge are relatively close. Smitty, where? Oh, I don't like that you're doing this in the dark. You're making it difficult for me. I understand why you're doing it in the dark, but I don't think it. Growlithe. Okay, I can get behind that. That's a pretty good Pokemon. You do have the Master Ball to guarantee a capture. It is female though, but you do have Surf, and you do have Thunderbolt access, and you do have. Did you have Ice Punch? You do have Strength. You could make a pretty good moveset. You have Earthquake, so you can make it physical or special. Either or. So Growlithe is a really good Pokemon. So yeah, I guess it kind of paid off for Smitty. We do know that I think there's the Thunder Badge. Where was? Did I say Smitty? Oh, I meant Prior. Because Smitty didn't clear Rockets, but Prior did. Prior should be done with Golden Mud. If I spoke backwards, then I spoke backwards. Now, where was Whirlpool? Oh, you know what? Maybe this is where Whirlpool is. Good Rod. Nope. Useless item. Maybe Prior is heading towards where Whirlpool is right now. Well, I'll be honest, I'm not the most reliable source of these things. X-Speed. Last item. Logically not required. It does not appear that there was anything here besides a pretty good level 60. Don't get me wrong. That's a good Pokemon to have. The Arcanine, for those of you in the know. Prior, full restore, HMO 6. Was HMO 6 in here, or am I just being silly? A huge upgrade from the Octopus, and a time save upgrade from the Gyarados. What are the other options? Snorlax, who are you? Personally, with that moveset, my money is still on Growlithe Arcanine. I don't know what. No, don't take the Farfetch'd. Don't take the Farfetch'd. Are you actually considering it? Don't take ducks. Where was the Whirlpool? Am I being silly? Does he already have it? Am I being silly? Where is Whirlpool? Oh. Now, granted, we don't have Cut yet, so in order for Smitty to get to the rest of West Kanto, he will need to backtrack through the waterfall segments. Which Prior is gonna go ahead and do this side, and Smitty is gonna go ahead and do Victory Road right now. Receive his PowerPoint ups. Yeah, okay. I think Prior meant to do this in the other order. Go ahead and wake up Snorlax and then come back. Maybe forgetting about the cut bushes in the way momentarily. Did not use the next Super Repel. That is something to note. Prior has not used the next Super Repel. It is down right now. HMO1 cut for Smitty with the Hive Badge, which now means more items for Smitty to be able to look at, including the rest of West Kanto. Is now completely opened up. Prior going ahead and taking the Farfetch'd for a little bit of security. Okay. Kind of funky that our Snorlax is Farfetch'd, and then we get cut immediately after. That's kind of nice. We didn't find anything up here. Full restore. Smitty is opting to go ahead and just fight this trainer. Even though, now that you have Kai, you can go around and avoid her. You will have to make another little sidetrack to get back to the Indigo Plateau, but Prior should be coming across. Should be coming across HMO1. Does he not have Whirlpool? Am I being... I hope that I'm just being stupid and that I didn't mark it. Otherwise, this might be bad news for Prior. Yeah, Prior doesn't have Whirlpool yet. Boulder badge for Smitty. Okay, and then there were 2. Just looking for the Cascade and the Rainbow badge. As of now, nothing cut required. Prior taking the full heal here at the rest center. Rest stop, whatever it's called. Will Smitty take this fly point? That is the question. Great ball. And the answer is... no. No fly point for Smitty. Protein, just gonna escape rope out, and then walk over to... Viridian. Take the Dream Eater item, which is... pause for effect. Prior? Not going through Victory Road. Yet. The Rainbow Badge. And then there was 1. Okay, Prior's now gonna go back and grab the Boulder Badge. No? My friend, did you just not go far enough up? Where was Whirlpool? Man. Side Beam, okay. What was it? Side Beam, Rock Throw, Giga Drain, Ancient Power. Swords Dance on Raichu. Full heal. Not required. That's interesting. Prior's just gonna go ahead and fight Brock. Interesting. Again, still didn't check Victory Road, so not entirely certain what's up with that. Smitty is gonna be checking Lake of Rage. Does not have either items for Tin Tower. Nor did he pick up the red scale yet. Where was the red? The red scale was on Kimono Girls, right? And Prior hasn't returned it yet either. Prior also didn't didn't fight Claire yet, if I remember correctly. Awakening? No. I hope Prior comes back and double checks it. Smitty gonna go and check the cut item down here on Route 32. Prior is gonna go to Route 4? Viridian. Wait, what was that? Oh, I just missed it. What was the item on Smitty's side? Uh-oh. Alright, Smitty is gonna go ahead and take the Arcanine. Prior is gonna go ahead and find his Boulder Badge. And, so far we haven't found anything behind Cut on Smitty's side, and I think we've checked everything that is in Johto Cut. I think we did. So all that's left in Cut is Erica, and then... Oh, we already got the Boulder Badge. Just did. My man just taught Earthquake and Bone Club. Fully physical Arcanine, 1,000,000%, no doubt about it. Let's see. We have Lavender Cut, we have Erica, we have Janine, post-Janine Cut, was it 17? Prior... Oh... Prior's gonna go after the Elite Four Fly Point. Are you gonna go after Elite Four? That would be a very ballsy play. What do you have left to check? Don't you have, What do you have left to check? Nobody's done Lighthouse! Hang on! I'm hopping mad because nobody's done Lighthouse yet. It looks like Smitty might be going down for Blaine and Blue. Which isn't the worst. I don't think that that's a bad idea. I think that's pretty solid. Albeit you do have other items elsewhere that you can check. You have the 3 on Janine, so maybe that's the next protocol. Maybe Smitty's gonna do Blaine and Janine in that order. Briar's gonna go ahead and do the Elite Four? Is that what you're doing? No. Okay, you're just gonna buy some Florida stores. Oh! It's in the Waterstone area! Prior hasn't gone back to Azalea. That's where Whirlpool is. Okay. There we go. I forgot about... Okay, so this is where everything else that Prior is missing is. Okay. Yeah, so this is, if you have West Kanto access, this is the quicker way to get to Janine, both in terms of it's faster overall because you get the Blaine Clearbell. Oh boy. Oh no! The more checks that Smitty finds before being forced into Soft Sand Girls, I think the worse it looks for him. But again, Prior is going to be kind of pushed in this direction. We still don't know where that Cascade badge is. That is the last item. But also, we're finding more places where it can be. We don't know anything about Lighthouse. We have not found, or we haven't done Claire. We're doing Janine right now. We've done Brock and Blaine. There's the Whirlpool. Okay, yeah, here we go. Okay, now that the Whirlpool is active, maybe Prior goes and does the Lighthouse. And, maybe? Can you do the Lighthouse for me? Please, somebody do the Lighthouse. It's one of my favorite sequences. Nobody wants to do it without the secret potion. Claire, Lighthouse. Nuts, I missed it. I hope there was nothing on Janine. I turned away. Wait. Sandstorm. Oh yeah, Prior did enter Olivine from the ship. Smitty is gonna go ahead and Tucker Lighthouse! Lighthouse, finally! Yes! Okay, cool. So Smitty is now gonna check the lighthouse. We know that there's nothing here besides an Arcanine, which I don't think is necessarily a downgrade over this Espeon at this stage in the game. Arcanine does have vastly better defenses overall, doesn't have the better typing per se, but I think in this case Arcanine is the superior main, especially given the TMs that we have. I think you can make Arcanine work just as easily. Secret Potion could be in Lighthouse. That would be fun. I've had that before. It could be Vanilla. Could be in the Pharmacy. We don't know. But obviously the level difference is the biggest boon for Arcanine right now. Don't have lost item yet. I don't remember if Prior actually checked the red scale. I don't remember him going back for it. Prior might not even be going to Cianwood yet. Rainbow Wing, that is more checks for Smitty to be able to look for. Is Prior gonna go all the way to Chuck? That answer is no. Is not, but is gonna go and take care of Claire. Okay, so 5 checks over here at Claire, whereas Smitty hasn't even defeated Rocket, so Claire isn't even open for him yet. We will see in a few minutes whether or not that is a good play. So one of them has access to Tin Tower, and the other one is access to Claire. We shall find out who is right, if either of them. Do Lighthouse, people. Come on. Just do Lighthouse. So we are now in no mode. So maybe with a little bit of luck, we will find out. Maybe Prior finds the secret potion and decides to go and do Lighthouse now. What all do you have left? You have West Kanto, you have all of the... Wait, no. Prior doesn't have any of the cut checks. That could spell positive for Prior. If Prior decides to go to the Lighthouse. If Prior decides to go to the Lighthouse next. Whereas Smitty is checking to see if Morty is in fact a scam or not. Records? Let's see. I thought I double-checked this. I believe both of them are at 1 win and 2 losses. They might be on the downside of bracket. I wish that I had written that down. No, they're both at 2 and 1, so they're both on winner's side of the bracket right now. So whoever wins this is in a really good position to make... I said bracket, but in group stage, but whoever wins this is in a good position to make it to bracket, that's what I mean. Would have been nice to have Psybeam there, wouldn't it? Would have been able to one-shot that Muck, eh? Just, you know, forcing my own morals upon everybody else. But yes, we know where everything is. We know that it's in Lighthouse. I still think Prior is in a fantastic position right now. Other high concentrations of items, it's pretty much cut. Cut-based... Oh, no, you don't have cut yet. No. Maybe Lighthouse is the next port of call, because that's the next highest concentration of items. Maybe that's it. Because it's... Let's see, this... Kanto Gyms, you have... Sabrina Surge, Blaine Blue, Janine. For Prior, you have Elite Four, which is not high concentration. And we know for a fact that Tin Tower is going to be useless. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. So it just depends on if Prior goes to Lighthouse or decides to go to potentially Chuck. Chuck is also on the menu. Cut is the Tojo Falls Whirlpool item, the Solar Beam TM. So as long as Prior avoids that, well, I'm not going to say will avoid. No, Prior is definitely not going to go to Tin Tower because the Rainbow Wing was behind it. Well, I mean, beside it, pretty much. Yeah, we'll figure out what each runner decides to do. Does Prior decide to go to Lighthouse before Smitty goes to Soft Sand Girls? That is pretty much what this comes down to right now. I don't know. I imagine this will be over in like less than 20 minutes. I would assume that Prior checks Lighthouse before then. But Smitty does have a lot more checks to do because it has to go through the entirety of maybe Smitty decides to do Soft Sand Girls on the way to Azalea. Maybe. Doubt it, but it's possible. Prior, where are you going, my friend? Why are you going back to Goldenrod? What? There's nothing here. What are you doing? X items? You're not thinking about an Elite Four run, are you? You're done with the Waterstone, yeah, but you've got enough money to do whatever you want. What are you trying to buy? Oh, okay, you just need the X items. Please don't do an Elite Four run. You're an Espeon, you don't need that many speeds. I don't know what you're doing, friend. Blaine, Janine, potentially Blue. Still avoiding Lighthouse. Smitty still just making his way through Tin Tower. He's gonna find nothing here. Prior is going to find the clear bell on Blaine, I think was what it was, and then the Rainbow Wing was in Lighthouse. Milk drink? Yeah, I'm not sure. Nothing. I don't know. There's still 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 accessible items in Lighthouse. Ugh! Ew! We didn't see that from Electabuzz before. We saw Psychic. We didn't see Miracle. That is rough on Prior's side, but it doesn't matter. Ooh, no, it might matter. Nah, now it's fine. Miracoat? Alright, I guess I didn't know that mechanic before. Miracoat is in fact stored from the last attack that you did. Cool. Clear Bell for Prior, but should not be finding the Rainbow Wing until after, or right around the point where you get the Cascade Badge, so that doesn't matter. Uh-oh, do we lose Smitty? Is that not the way it's supposed to be? It sounds to me like that's an intended game mechanic. Sounds like we might have lost Smitty. Unfortunately. Hopefully we get it back. Crunch Espeon, man, this thing has a killer moveset. You could have taken this in other in so many different directions. It's Espeon, Psybeam, Surf, Thunderbolt, Ice Punch, Crunch, Thunder, if you wanted to. That's pretty tight. Oh, clutch paralysis on the Gengar and a very clutch critical hit. Wow. Okay, that was pretty tight. All right. Smitty is back. Good. Smitty is back. Just gonna have to I'm gonna have to fix the timing back a little bit, which shouldn't be too bad. Alright, Prior, where are you? You can't do Erica. So you're doing Janine from this direction. So not doing the faster Janine strat because you already cleared blue. Smitty is gonna go and do Sabrina. You know what? It just depends on how stubborn Prior is for not doing Lighthouse. Because right now you are running out of options for items to check. And it could be that Prior marked off Lighthouse without actually doing Lighthouse on his tracker. That would be a very unfortunate set of circumstances, but I don't think out of the question. Might not be out of the realm of possibility. Smitty is going to be waltzing his way over to Erica, I assume. Which, once again, we know is a hollow shell of progression. Now, I don't know that that's necessarily the case. Because we know that the mineral badge is in a not oft-checked place. So Prior might not have a whole lot of, like, info from that, but I think the unfortunality is because Prior only has Surge and Sabrina left on this side. Now are we gonna go and see Lighthouse, please? Hey, we got Lighthouse! Yay! Alright, so Prior is pretty much in go mode. There is... I'm sure there's a link somewhere to get to our racing Discord where we're hosting this tournament. I'm sure somebody around there can be able to answer more questions than I am able to, so my apologies. For those of you in chat who are asking questions, I don't have all of the answers. But Prior is going to be finding the Rainbow Wing, and hopefully does not, like, dig out before finishing the checks. That is another potentiality, is that Prior decides to escape rope and blitz the Tin Tower without actually finishing everything. Unfortunately, the big problem about the moveset on Arcanine right now is Arcanine doesn't have a lot of DVs under its belt. And it also doesn't have a lot of super effective coverage. There is an Ice Punch TM. Okay, well that's fun. Just another thing that means that Espeon... There's our Rainbow Wing. Please don't do it. Okay, good. Prior is gonna go ahead and finish up the last 2 item checks here, and the last one is gonna be the Cascade badge. So Prior will be entering go mode. Smitty is... where are you? Are you at... No, you're at Chuck! Okay! Smitty is at Chuck, which, you have the rainbow wing. Didn't mark the rainbow wing? I thought I did. Did I not? Huh? Uh-oh. Am I getting bugged? Is the tracker bugging out? I'm not sure. I've marked them on the tracker. I will say that much for free. I've marked it on the tracker. I swear I have. Hopefully, hopefully that means I'll be able to finish the race properly. I hope this is, hopefully this is not an issue. But yeah, the tracking page says that I have everything, but oh well, I did. Oh, yeah. All right. Well, there's the Cascade badge is now showing. That's good. For whatever reason, the Rainbow Wing is not. Even though, there we go. Haha, we're back. Good. Alright, so Prior is getting ready to fight Red. What do we have? 4 candies? Do we only have 4 candies? So this is going to be a level 54 Espeon with a really darn good moveset. Nope, 6. Cool. Level 56 Espeon. I think it's fine. Smitty not finding anything on Chuck. Running out of things to do. Let's see, we've done Lighthouse. Why are you here? You've already done Lighthouse. Did you find... Wait, do you have the secret potion? Do you have the secret potion and I wasn't looking? There's no other reason for you to be here. You have the secret potion. Okay. Yeah, you have to have the secret potion. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate for Smitty. Yeah. There was the secret potion. Meanwhile, Prior is dealing with a main attack cross. Oh, brother, that's not good. Prior's options here are to... Do you try and Farfetch your way through? Try it, see what happens. See what other moves this Farfetch'd has. You know what? It might not be a bad idea to just stall out using Farfetch'd. Because, yeah, you're gonna unfortunately be faced with having to revive so many times and being forced to take a critical. So, Feint Attack does have 20 power points. So, yeah, I'm not entirely sure what Prior wants to do here. We will see. What Prior decides to do. Unfortunately, that does give Smitty an opportunity to come back. Oh, hey, look, me. Oh no, Smitty. Oh, this is where you are? Oh boy. Smitty is doing the Misty sequence. Yes, you've already turned in the machine part. So you can go ahead and complete the entire sequence in one go. This is that is just more bit of unfortunate for Smitty, whereas Prior is still having to deal with this Ampharos. Oh boy! But hopefully, because we haven't seen any other attacking moves from this Ampharos, maybe Feint Attack is the only thing that's there. Maybe Prior could opt for trying to pick up another Pokemon right here in Mount Silver and trying to see if you could use that to kind of stall out Feint Attacks. Might be an option. We'll see. We shall see. But yeah, other than that, you're just kind of praying to outlast all of them. Not exactly the most consistent strategy, but we'll see how it works out. I haven't been keeping track of how many turns we're at. Hopefully Prior is doing a better job of that, but hopefully once he's out of healing items. Just the full restores. That is relatively unfortunate. Used all of the hypers. And now is being forced to rely on max revives to heal up the rest of these. Poison Sting. Are we done? Is that all of them? Luckily, still has one full restore remaining. That is tight. That is super tight. Oh. So you can survive, like, poison. Oh, man. That is lucky. Alright. So Prior should be pretty much in the clear now. Because I believe that's all of the Feint Attacks over and done with. Full restore, heal back up to full. Please don't poison. Defense went up. That should be close to the end. Oh boy. Jinx getting some levels. Stantler, that should go down to a Surf. Not as bulky as Ampharos. Ampharos is really stupid bulky. Togetic down to a Thunderbolt, super effective. Nothing on Misty, as Smitty is finding out. Azumarill, Thunderbolt, good. And the last Pokemon is Nidoqueen. So GG to Prior. Congratulations. Oh, what a finish. Good job, Prior. That was rough. But yeah, Prior got the job done. And we shall see what Smitty elects to do when he comes back. And also, we will likely be getting Prior in here to for a post game interview. All right, as Smitty is gone ahead and forfeited, we'll get Smitty in here too, and we'll go ahead and hopefully we'll see both of them in here. Hello, Smitty. Hopefully we'll get Prior in here shortly. I don't know if Prior's interested in an interview.
Gotcha. I'm guessing Mineral Badge was either behind Tower or behind Claire?
No.
No?
Earlier.
Earlier.
Yeah.
Did I miss one?
Sort of.
What was
It's
it?
one that you probably weren't thinking about wanting to check early, but
Yeah.
yeah,
I marked it
yeah.
off. I marked it off.
You marked
Was
off
it?
soft sand girls?
Yep, I marked off soft sand
No!
girls accidentally. Yep.
Oh no!
So that leaves me to
Oh,
ask: was it the item or was it the actual girls?
it was the actual girls. No, you got
Okay,
the item. You got the item,
I did. Okay.
but it was the girls.
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna lie. I would have held off on doing that as well.
Yeah, that is
So
unfortunate that
that is what it
you
is.
marked it. Congratulations, Prior. That was a whale of a finish. Having to use your Espeon and your entire team to stall out 20 feint attacks from that Ampharos.
I had
How
no
are you
choice.
feeling?
Oh gosh.
I had no choice because I can't even lower its accuracy. So I had no choice to hit them all. So thankfully, I had enough of hyper potions and full restores. So
Just barely. You barely had enough, and thank goodness that you had the leftovers too. Otherwise, even the poison stings after might have caused some problems. And it had a singular full restore left after your team took all of those feint attacks. So it was. Oh no, Smitty, did you really? Oh, maybe you didn't check the item for. I thought you had.
No, I didn't. I
Oh, yeah.
literally
You
I
probably
marked
just
accidentally marked off both of them
you marked the entire.
because
You marked
of
the
early
route.
surf. Yeah.
Yep.
oh, that's very
That is
unfortunate.
unfortunate.
Well,
Uh,
yeah. To be fair, I would have held off on doing. I was telling him I would have held off on doing soft sand girls anyway, so it wasn't like that stopped me from winning. It was just, it is what it is.
So that does leave us in a pretty hilarious position where um, rocket radio rockets weren't technically required, but logically required. Both of you opting to do early basement. Smitty, of course, doing early basement with 6 badges, finding Rising Badge as your 7th, and being able to pick up the Earth Badge immediately. And Prior, you had to come back and do it again later after defeating the Rockets. I don't dislike that play from either of you. Um, Obviously, Prior, because you didn't find gym badges in the first room, you wouldn't have had to fight off Rockets even if there were. But of course, Smitty ended up working out perfectly for you in your case.
Yeah, you're right.
But so the big difference, other than of course the soft sand girls, Smitty was led down a rabbit hole of unfortunalities by finding the cut HM on the solar beam TM, which Prior hadn't done.
Oh my
What
god.
was it? Yeah.
Yeah,
So if you'd done Waterstone Chamber before, picked up that Whirlpool HM, you might have been led on a Wild Goose Chase. But
yeah. At first, I was considering my last badge to be behind Whirlpool. So I did Wild Islands plus Claire, and I was considering Solar Beam. I'm glad I didn't.
I'm not gonna lie, both of you guys took forever and ever to get the lighthouse. I can understand wanting to do the secret potion so that you don't have to climb up it twice. But it being Prior, of course, it being your go mode item, and Smitty's being the mineral badge.
Yeah, but you had so many other options,
Yeah.
many things to do. Yeah, I think hoping for the secret potion, we had fly too, so we could wait. I waited to get that secret potion. I don't know. I never found it, but
It was
I
on Chuck,
reserved
wasn't
myself
it?
to
Yeah.
go there.
Yeah. So it was almost vanilla. The other thing I do want to talk about was early game main choices. So Prior, you went ahead and you stuck with that EV the entire time. I applaud that. Smitty opting to go for an early surf and selecting. It was a good moveset, but an awful Pokemon with that
Hey,
Octillery.
Remoraid did his job. Oh gosh.
You bled so much
I
time to
know.
that,
Oh, I
unfortunately.
know. I know.
And eventually having to pick up the shiny Gyarados, what kind of rando, and using that for a couple of battles before finally switching to the Silver Wing Lugia, which was in fact a Growlithe with. I applaud the Growlithe and Arcanine usage. And once Smitty finishes this the fight, we can go ahead and compare DVs. But I am kind of curious because I don't think that Espeon had a whole lot of special.
Oh, what did you find the Espeon?
It was the starter. So went got the Sunstone Goldenrod.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Prior went ahead and prioritized. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that on purpose, but took priority to go to Goldenrod first. Whereas Smitty, you took the Remoraid and immediately started doing Azalea. Both of which were perfectly viable options given where you were at. I was almost expecting you to switch over to the Kingdra when you got the Bubble Beam TM, but once it died in the first fight, you decided that it wasn't worth it.
Yeah. It is what it is. I didn't.
Oh no. Oh wow. Okay, that actually is a special DV. Okay. Well, I guess I'm just bad.
Oh, it was alright.
Yeah, no, it was usable. Unfortunately, I let's see. Are you pretty close to?
Yeah, I'm
the
on
end
the
of the
last
fight?
vote.
Okay, good.
I'm on the last
All right,
vote.
so you're on the.
Thanks everyone for your patience. I wanted to
No,
finish
no.
this.
I was gonna say like. Okay, that's good. Thanks, Nido Queen. Now that we're watching this a little bit behind the time, that
Oh
was
yeah.
really fun. That was a really fun interaction. You don't get to see that too often. Mirror Coat after the Blaine full restore. That was I haven't personally seen that
Oh my
before.
God.
I thought that was an intended mechanic. Everybody in chat was yelling at me saying it was a bug. So
I didn't know even it was possible. I thought, yeah, my workout. I just use the full restore. It's alright. No, not at all.
no, it just mirror coded you after the fact. It was very interesting. This was you guys were obviously you took different routes, but for most of the early game, it was very neck and neck. Prior, you opted to take the pass to get into Kanto, as opposed to Smitty already having both the pass and the SS ticket, opting to just go ahead and take the Olivine boat into town. Maybe saved a little bit of time in actual steps, given where the fly HM was, but it ultimately it didn't leave you with too much of a time loss because you immediately went back and did the boat after getting your HMO2 for the plane badge, which
Yeah,
was,
it wasn't so much of a trouble. So I'm very glad it didn't pay off too much for him. But yeah, I want to do that route. Trying to clear most of Johto and then doing the trip to Kanto and come back via Olivine. So no, if I had to do it again, I'll probably do the same. So there's no problem.
I agree. Both of you had really fantastic routes. Unfortunately, I'm really sorry to hear that Smitty had accidentally marked off the surfing checks. there around
It is
Goldenrod.
what it is. It
It is what it
happens.
is.
Yep.
Yeah, but it was a really, I thought it was a really entertaining race. I thought you both, other than that, your routings were really good. And I do appreciate the main choices, the routes that you guys took. I don't know if there was anything else, anybody in chat, if they wanted to ask any questions you had for each other.
Nope. It was fairly straightforward to me.
Oh,
Just-
wow. Maybe it's a good thing you didn't run that Eevee. That is, Smitty, that's an unfortunate
Yeah.
Eevee. That's
Yeah.
everything but special.
Would have worked out with the Flareon, but that's about it.
Yeah, why would you use Flareon? Don't use Flareon. We had no fire moves. All right, I want to talk about the what this Espeon moveset was. It asked you to learn Psybeam. It asked you to learn Crunch. You had Ice Punch. You had Thunderbolt from the move tutor. You had Surf. You had actually, I think you had a Psybeam TM show up also, if I
Yes.
remember correctly. That Espeon was just. This was a paradise in terms of movesets because you also had the Earthquake, you had the Drill Peck. Obviously, you get Strength. There was an Extreme Speed. There was just a whole bunch of really fun moves that we were able to find over the course of this ROM. So you really couldn't have gone wrong no matter what main you chose. You were going to have a moveset regardless. And
Yeah, and,
Drill Peck was move tutor. Yes.
yeah, Drill Peck was awesome. I think it's a good complement to the other moves. So I don't have to complain. You had pretty good moves in that seed. So good TMs. Move tutor was awesome. So no problem for the fights.
You also had PowerPoint ups out the wazoo. You had too many. You guys collected a grand total of like 20 plus between the two of you and used or sold none of them. They're all in your inventory.
I was about to say I sold none.
You have PowerPoint ups. You have PowerPoint ups. You might. I thought they might still be in your inventory. They might not be, but especially because the mystery egg return was PowerPoint ups. You guys had so many of them. I think Prior finished
there
with
was a
like
lot.
11.
It
You had like
was
11.
nice amount of money.
All right. I think that'll pretty much do it from here. I don't have any further questions. Is there any? There are no more matches left today. We do have one currently ongoing: Diego Armando versus Mainlash. The unfortunate repeat that we had to do because of a blackout yesterday is currently on SpeedGaming 3. We do appreciate you all for hanging out with us here, and we do invite you to move on over to SpeedGaming 3 if you want to continue watching our coverage of the Crystal Item Randomizer tournament. I've been Roush. We have congratulations, of course, to Prior for his victory, and thank you very much, Smitty, for the wonderful race as well. And we thank you all
GG's
for
Prior.
watching. Yep. Everybody have a good rest of your day.
Have a good one.
Have a good one.